Man, that was crazy when Obama went to Flint and asked for the water, and then he drank it and then didn't do anything. That was pretty crazy. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Movie Epidemic Show, and today on the show we are talking some Cuff Docs. This is the Calgary Underground Film Festival Docs Edition, and today on the show we've got Flint, Who Can You Trust? From the maker of You've Been Trumped. I think I vaguely remember seeing that one. That one's about Scottish landowners that don't want Donald Trump to make a golf resort or something. I think I vaguely remember that one. And then somehow this guy got involved with the Flint water crisis. And for the first hour of this 2-hour documentary, now, I don't mean to be mean or anything, but 2 hours is a lot. But this clearly isn't 2 hours worth of content. I think there probably is 2 hours worth of content on the Flint water crisis, but this documentary is not that. The first hour is pretty good. It feels pretty news reporty, feels pretty reading off the Wikipedia page about the Flint water crisis, and that's probably the best part of this documentary, unfortunately. Anytime you get interviews with real people that are affected by this, that is good. You see them when they take a shower, they get skin rashes and things of that nature. And it goes through kind of how this Governor Rick Snyder of Michigan here switches water from the Great Lakes to the Michigan River. And we all kind of know the story about Flint. It was the hub of GM and a lot of car manufacturing. So that river is completely fucked up. It's full of disease and car parts and it's just gnarly. And they mentioned one thing that I feel doesn't get thrown around enough. He did this to save $5 million. And in the grander schemes of things, $5 million is so little. Most cities have a larger public art budget than that. $5 million is nothing. There's almost no point to even do that. But that cost-saving measure seemingly spiraled all of this shit out of control because that water was so corrosive, it shredded up the lead pipes, and then the lead pipes were poisoning the water, and have really fucked up Flint for almost 10 years now. And I don't know, I think all of these documentaries all kind of run together for me now. There's the Michael Moore one. I've definitely seen at least another one on the Flint water crisis. There's some real fucked up stats being thrown around in this documentary, like how 5,000 parts per million is considered hazardous waste and the water was testing at 13,000 parts per million. It's just crazy fucked up water. And the point of this one, I guess, is that not only politicians lie to you, but kind of everyone involved in this specific crisis was lying. It spends way too much fucking time on this independent research group called Water Defense that Mark Ruffalo had something to do with. I guess he was the spokesperson for it. And there was a big controversy with Scott Smith, who was the chief scientist or whatever, but he wasn't actually a scientist, and all the tests were fucked up and not correct. That's most of the second half of the documentary, and it's not that interesting and kind of boring, and it kind of bounces back and forth between this government paid scientist who was at one point on the side of the people and kind of switched over to working for the government and being no, there's nothing actually wrong with the water, and started suing activist groups and stuff. And then he was just it's just him versus the Scott Smith guy, and they're just going back and forth. It's just annoying and not helpful at all. But then this movie comes to one of the craziest conclusions of all time. It concludes with Alec Baldwin rolling up and just screaming at people. He's "Why do you still live here? Why do you still even live here?" And just screaming at people just trying to live their fucking lives, man. Just fucking settle down. People are just trying to live their lives here. They should have clean water. It's fucking wild. It's the fact that they included some of this shit in here is fucking ridiculous to me. It's just all you have to do is leave some of this stuff on the cutting room floor. Your documentary doesn't have to be 2 hours if it doesn't have 2 hours worth of shit to say. The Flint water crisis, no doubt, is a fucked up situation This, I don't think, is that great of a representation of it. It's definitely something that needs to fucking be dealt with. That is for sure. You know, at this point, I don't particularly know how you even breach this, because politicians aren't here to fucking help us. They're here to make their friends money, and that's just kind of how it is. I don't particularly have the answers. This documentary sure as shit doesn't have the answers. Worth a watch? I don't know. Some of it's interesting. Most of it's fucking annoying. I'm going to give it 2 stars. Technically, it's pretty competently made. I just don't think the content is very good a lot of the time, so that's what we're going to do with this one. If you've seen this one, if you want to see this one, leave it in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and follow me on all the social medias at Movie Epidemic on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Oh no, I'm losing my voice, and I've still got more to record today. I don't know. I guess we'll see tomorrow if I've lost my voice or not.
Why don't you play us something, baby? Why don't you play us something, baby?
Start? I don't feel so good.